Hey guys, I'm Shay and I'm back. I know that it's been a little bit of a minute. I haven't been back in about 2 weeks or so, but I was super excited to come on today and create a video. The video today is going to be focused around low self-worth. I raised my hand. I've had challenges dealing with low self-worth, a few obstacles around that area, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure that a few of you have as well, if not all of you, that have struggled with self-worth issues, because I know that it's something that is quite big and it's something that we can't ignore. So I want to give you a bit of an understanding of where low self-worth stems from, how we can be consciously aware of that, so it can help us continue to move through on our journey without being hindered by low self-worth challenges and obstacles that do pop up. So I'm super excited to speak about this. I want you to join me on a journey through Shay's eye, so come with me, let's go. So what is low self-worth? I'm going to mention a few things, and these may be things that you have seen or that you've felt while you've been in this sort of area of low self-worth. It may be something that you're dealing with now, it may be feelings that you are feeling at the moment. These are some of the main things that people deal with and feel when they're struggling with the challenge of low self-worth. So you may have felt inadequate. You may have been cynical about your value. Cynical about your contribution to this universe, not understanding how you can contribute, believing that you're not worthy of contributing anything because you don't feel like you're good enough. You may be settling for less than you actually know you deserve in your hearts of hearts. You may struggle to accept compliments. You may not believe those compliments. You may believe that they're all trash. What are you talking about? That's not me. You're putting me on this pedestal, which is here, and I believe that I'm here. That's a product of low self-worth. You may have been scared to express or show that authentic you. You may have also valued other people's opinions over your own opinion. You may not have been able to follow your intuition. You may believe whatever someone else says is the best way to go. So in a nutshell, low self-worth is a product of fear. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of who you truly are. Not understanding who you truly are, because these things, such as self-worth, they stem from somewhere. So where do they stem from? They stem from childhood traumas and your core wounds. Childhood traumas that have happened when you were 10 or 9 years old, even younger, 2 or 4 years old, that you've pushed real low, that you can't even begin to see anymore. It also stems from being able to protect ourselves from fear. But if we just backtrack a minute and we go back to the childhood wounds and the core wounds, if you think about now, if you fell over, you cut your knee open. It's going to be bleeding, gushing, you're going to have dirt and crap in it, right? You're going to want to nurture that wound. You're going to want to clean that wound, make sure that it's nurtured, put a bandage and a plaster on it, and wait for that, new skin to grow, wait for that cell generation to come and produce new skin in order to heal that wound. With childhood wounds, it's something that we can't see with the naked eye. With a cut, we can see it, it's bleeding, it's gushing. Wow, we need to do something about it now, we need to nurture it. Childhood wounds, we can have hurt and pain from back in the day that we haven't tended to because we can't see it. So the things that we do as human beings is that we push it real low. But what we don't understand is that those childhood wounds, they travel with us through our life. They travel with us through our life, and the things that we get triggered by, which brings up self-worth, are mainly things that stems from your childhood wounds that we haven't been able to deal with. And it's difficult because it's not something that we can see, but we can feel the pain. It's like an open wound that we're carrying along with us. So many open wounds that we're carrying from within inside our soul that are open to fester and open to bring in more triggering for us to grow this feeling of not having self-worth for ourselves, which basically hinders us from moving forward. And it can be very, very difficult to tackle this challenge because we're so concerned with other people that we don't really look within. One example that I want to give you is social media, right? Social media is booming. Technology is high, right? Technology is very high nowadays. We have our Twitter, we have our Facebook, we have our Instagram. If we have childhood wounds and core wounds that we haven't dealt with, we're going to be going through Instagram, we're going to be going through Twitter, going through Facebook, feeling like we're not worthy, looking at influencers, looking at actors, looking at celebrities, looking at other people from your childhood that you believe are doing well, and you believe that you are not worthy of having that success because you have prior childhood wounds. And also social media has algorithms that tracks everything that you do, so they're constantly repeating the things that you're interested in, the things that you watch the most, the things that you like, the things that you share. They're constantly repeating those things for you. So ultimately your childhood wounds and all of that scarring is constantly on repeat. It's like a revolving door that is very, very hard to stop, because that's something that you're interested in, and everything that you learn and gather from social media is stored in your subconscious mind. Everything you take on is stored in your subconscious mind. So imagine all of that stored in your subconscious mind. You have all of that childhood wounding. It's going to bring up a lot. It's going to bring up a lot of turmoil, a lot of feelings, a lot of triggering within yourself, which can ultimately create a big black cloud over your head. Low self-worth is a product of us fearing our own power. You're probably thinking, what the hell? What do you mean? When I look at power, I see strong, I see safe. That's where you're wrong, because us as human beings, our deepest fear is not that we feel inadequate. It's that we have a deep fear that we are powerful beyond measure. Powerful beyond measure, right? We are scared of our own power. We're scared to influence other people with our own power. We're scared to see our own power and actually produce power, that we have a big fear around it. And that's where low self-worth stems from. You know, we constantly ask ourselves, why am I not great? Why am I not brilliant? Why am I not beautiful? Why am I not smart, right? But if we continue to live as us as children back in the day, can you remember how free we were? Can you remember how we were just floating? We were doing whatever we wanted to do. We were imagining big. We were flying high because we believed that nothing else could touch us, and our imagination was the greatest thing ever. If we continue through life to live like that without conditioning, we'd be able to really tap into our true power. So what it's best to do right now is tap into your inner child, because remember, when you were a child, you lived so free. There was no pressure, there was no expectation. You know, we lived so free. We were able to create. We were able to create without thinking, oh my God, this person isn't gonna like this. I'm not gonna like this. We believed in ourselves as children. That's why it's so important to tap into your inner child now. Understand where your childhood traumas and your wounds are coming from, and take that time to really tend those childhood wounds so you're able to move forward and create a great future. But also continue to live like a child. Tap into your inner child, have fun, be free. Forget about the opinions of others. Forget about the opinions of yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're great, you're beautiful, and you are strong, because you are. I'm sure you can already see that I'm very, very passionate about people succeeding and people doing well and actually believing in themselves and believing that they are great. And if you've watched the video up until this point, I really want you to take these two things away with you. If you take away anything, please take these two things with you. So I want you to remember, your value does not decrease based on if someone else doesn't believe or see your self-worth, right? It does not decrease at all if someone doesn't see or have the ability to see your self-worth, because you are the only one that can create your own self-worth. We're born with it. You are the one that can create that greatness within you. It's not dependent on someone else. And number two is, your value does not decrease based on what you do or don't have, right? It does not decrease on what you do or don't do, or what you have or don't have. Remember that. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. We're all cut from the same cloth. We're all like special, beautiful, unique beings cut from the same cloth. We're like little snowflakes, right? Look at us as little snowflakes. That's cute. We're all cut from the same cloth. We all have the ability to create something great. So remember those two things. If you remember anything, that your value does not decrease based on the inability of people seeing your own personal worth. So guys, that's it from me. I felt like I needed to get that out and off my chest. I hope that it resonated with some of you and it helped some of you. I know that it's a message that some of you or maybe all of you needed to hear, because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we move through life, we're so busy, and we forget that we're not tending to ourselves and we're looking externally, we're not looking internally. We need to remember to always come back to the you, yourself. Make sure you're tending for yourself first. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Guys, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will be back with another video. Hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.
Give me all the paper, the stack though. I like that girl with the backbone.